Welcome to Xbox Corner, my name is Alex and today we're taking a look at my favourite deals across the newly launched Xbox Digital Spring Sale covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. It is a massive sale, so expect a fair few videos over this next couple of weeks, and with that, hit subscribe, join us here on Xbox Corner for reviews, deals, Game Pass breakdowns and graphical comparisons weekly, and let's get started. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania then to kick us off, and it's the Monkey Ball title fans have wanted now for years. A back to basics greatest hits of levels pulled straight from the first two installments. It even packs a selection of the minigames, and my favourite of those, Monkey Fly, a minigame that both rewarded and frustrated in equal measure. What made this game unique though, the controls. You do not move the monkey and the ball, or rather you tilt the world around them. Absolutely harder than it sounds, but I've been a big fan of the series now for years, and I hope this leads to new entries while still keeping this kind of classic formula without overcomplicating. It's a new low price then, 35% off. In Sound Mind then was reviewed by Luke here on the channel. I'll throw that in the pinned comment below the video. This one though, it's going to be a good option for horror fans out there, a first person experience that finds you exploring the memories of a collection of people all killed under a similar circumstance. He was impressed with his time with this one, so take a look, see if it's going to be one for you. A new low price then, 50% off. OlliOlli World then we featured recently, but it gets a new low price here without a gold membership, rocking at 20% off. Not huge, I know, but a very new game. A 2D side-scrolling skateboard adventure. It's really an experience of kind of surviving these skateboard runs while racking up a high score. The series, it started with extremely basic visuals, but got this massive overhaul with this new entry. Kind of reminds me somewhat of Adult Swim. It even then packs a story, one of meeting these skateboard gods, becoming the best, but that's also at the same time its downfall. Can be a little bit wordy at times, it just slows down the pace of the experience. When you're in the action though, you will not regret it. It's just quality gameplay, and I'm excited to see where they take it next. Just a quick personal plug then, if you need some Xbox credit or Game Pass Ultimate months, check out our website cornershop.gg where we have them available right now. These codes, they are instant delivery, and right now we even have a promotion through the end of April that is 10% off with the code Corner at checkout. Appreciate the support as always, and full transparency here, we do get a small kickback that helps out the channel. Rustler then is another one Luke reviewed here on the channel, again in the pinned comment down below. It's essentially though a medieval spin on the original GTA entry, so think, you know, that top down viewpoint. It's a rag to riches story though as you strive to become a knight, but it's packed with this out there sense of humour, pop culture references and even stranger missions. It's not perfect, it can be a little buggy at times for sure, but we still had fun with this one. It always seemed to correct itself, and I hope it did enough now to get a follow-up because it is for sure unique. It has one of the best live action intro videos then as well I've seen in a long time. It's a new low price, 45% off. Planet Coaster then was the first game I ever installed on my Series X. It was on Game Pass at the time, and I am a sucker for the theme park building genre. It did not disappoint, but sadly it's now been removed from Game Pass. Absolutely though worth this price, 65% off a new low. You can even get expanded editions for a bit of extra cash, and that packs in DLC, so think a whole lot of like new rides. One thing that really surprised me though with this one, the visuals, they are stunning. The lighting effects on the Series X, particularly impressive. It just kind of took this one to another level that I've not seen before in the genre. The overall idea though, build and run a successful theme park and either go crazy freely or complete challenges. Great stuff, and I hope to see more from it in the future. Monster Energy Supercross 4 then, and over the years I've become a big fan of this series and of developers Milestone. Look, sure, they mainly do the more niche titles in the racing world, but I just absolutely appreciate their commitment, and it was another solid entry. It was also the first that had a next gen variation too. Be careful though if you're looking for next gen, just know they are actually separate builds on the storefront. This is not an upgrade as such, you will need to specifically choose either Xbox One or that Series X and S. Quality racing though, it's not an easy game, I'll put that out there, you'll need to practice, and it definitely looks decent visually. Just kind of go in with the expectation here, smaller studio, smaller budget, it leads to some kind of floaty animations at times. The whips can definitely be a tad canned, and the faces of these riders, they still haunt me to this day. Still a fun game though, please know I do really enjoy them. The 5th entry as well, that is out now on the Xbox, but this is a good cheap option for those that are simply curious. It's a new low price, 65% off. Judgment then is, in my eyes, a piece of genius. Yakuza is one of my favourite game series out there, and this spin-off, it was an absolute gem. The idea here, you head to the right side of the law as a charismatic, if gritty, private eye. Basically, you're solving the local cases in a small open world. Still packs though that great brawler fight mechanic system and all sorts of like weird side missions and activities. They call it a psychological thriller. I'd say they're being a little bit dramatic there honestly, but it is still a fun ride as we join this private eye on a number of cases, and just the storytelling, the voice work, it is top quality. You will absolutely love these characters within maybe a couple of hours of gameplay. It's a new low price then, 50% off, and this build is exclusive to the Series X and S. Into the final 3 games of the video then, starting with Alan Wake Remastered. This one, it for sure deserves that psychological tag though of the horror variety. It's a solid remaster first of all, even if it is basically visual. And yeah, then the idea, you are a writer, you have writer's block, your wife to help you out takes you away to this small town. Now she disappears. Get out there and find her on what might be one of the worst vacations ever. There's all sorts of supernatural in here though, and the exploration extremely rewarding. I never particularly enjoyed the combat in this one back in the day, that stands with this release as well. Just kind of felt weak if anything, and that would actually be my main warning at the same time. If you played it then and you did not enjoy it, this build is not out to change your minds. It's a new low price then, 25% off. Our penultimate game of the video then, Jurassic World Evolution 2, and this, it comes from the same team as Planet Coaster, and it is another gem, especially if you like the idea of a park builder, but you know, of course, with a dinosaur twist. Think here though, switching out roller coasters for containment sections and breeding, and it's another one where we face challenges in a story mode, or we can go into free build. To add credibility as well, Jeff Goldblum, he lends his voice work, which is just absolutely quality. It looks great though visually. It's the usual entry where you could get hundreds of hours of gameplay, and then you can even play scenes from the movies with a twist, and that's a very cool kind of way to see a new angle. It's a new low price then, 40% off. Call of Duty Vanguard then to close us out, and the pricing above, that is the cross-gen bundle. If you just want this for the, Xbox One, you will save somewhere in the region of $5 to $10 or your regional equivalent. This, it's more Call of Duty in the sense this series rarely evolves, let's face it, but I enjoyed this one more than many of the recent entries. The zombie mode here is weak, I'll tell you that. The story, you'll find yourself in World War II alongside a number of, different nations. That story, of course, as well, it's just kind of like one big set piece after another, but that's kind of what you're looking for with a Call of Duty name on the box. And yeah, the main reason then folks will come here, multiplayer, and it's got a great selection of modes and maps, and I was definitely impressed. I stuck around long enough to at least Prestige 1, which is definitely rare for me. A new low price then, 35% off. And that is another week down. Will you be adding anything to the library this week or holding onto that cash? The spring sale then right now is looking real good. We'll be covering this one a fair few more times in the next week or so, so hit subscribe. Join us here on Xbox Corner for reviews, deals, Game Pass breakdowns and graphical comparisons weekly, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.